Easy now, nice and slow. Be sure to stay focused. Excellent work, everybody. With the tournament in 2 weeks, I finally have decided which strings each student will be on. Leo, Tyler, Bailey, you're first. Jackson, Kit, you're second. Sam, Max, Zoe, you're third. Class dismissed. Yes, Sensei. Yes, Sensei.
Yes, Sensei. Yes, Sensei.
Yes, Sensei. Leo, Tyler, Bailey, stay here. There's something important I want to address, and you three are best suited for this challenge. Yes, Sensei.
Yes, Sensei.
Yes, Sensei. Sensei, what are we all doing here?
The truth is, Viper Strike has already selected a champion, and he's not going to be easy to beat. The opponent I'm training you, Leo, and Tyler to defeat is a fighter named Tobias Lawson, also known as the 100 Pacer.
Sensei, what's a 100 Pacer?
It's another venomous snake just like the Gaboon Viper, but it's native to China, Taiwan, and northern Vietnam. You know, the Chinese moccasin, which strike leaves its victims with 100 steps left to live. How does an eagle stop a snake? Swoop down and grab it?
Beat the snake with its wings.
Does the eagle kick the snake with its talons?
Those are all good answers, but no. I can see why you would think that, given what happens on National Geographic and the Protect the Egg lesson. In the Protect the Egg lesson, there were 8 of you against 1 of me. However, this is a one-on-one match. This guy fights like a Chinese moccasin, so I'm going to train you all differently. However, there's one signature Miyagi Fang move that I would like to teach the 3 of you.
What is it?
Back in 2021 at the Sekai Taikai, it scored me my 2nd point against Tony Pepple. It's not a beginner move, but you 3 are my most aggressive students, so it's only fitting that I teach you this move. It's called the Screaming Eagle.
Wow, awesome.
Dude, wicked.
Badass. I know, right? Now down to business. I am going to train the 3 of you differently, however I am still going to have you demonstrate the same move in the end. Alright, Leo, you're first. The way I propose defeating Tobias is the mobile defense method. What is that? I'm glad you asked, Leo. We are going to practice with these targets, however I want you to block the blue one and attack the red one. Yes, Sensei. Good, again. One more time. Yes, Sensei. That move you just mastered is called the zero hesitation counter, which involves a low block followed by a camel kick. Now this next technique is called the water block. In this exercise I am going to deliver a heavy strike, and you counter with a block that either deflects, absorbs, or redirects the attack. Yes, sensei. Nice. Again. One more time. Yes, sensei. Excellent. Now put this blindfold on. What the hell am I doing with a blindfold? This next technique is called the silence drill. How does it work? Do you remember the wheel? Yes, sensei. This is the wheel, only difference is you are trying to anticipate an opponent by hearing. I'll shout out an attack zone, and you use your senses of hearing and feeling to counter the attacks. Center. Open. Anchor. Midpoint. Headlights. Trusted. Kick-ass that was beyond the shadow of a doubt. Tobias relies on raw empty aggression, however a moving defense is the perfect counter for raw power. Yes, sensei. Alright, Tyler, since physical strength and immense energy are your strong suits, I feel that the quick striking method is the best path for you.
What would you have me to get out of the lesson, Sensei?
That's a good question, Tyler. Since your style is Korean Tang Soo Do, which focuses on powerful high kicks and linear punches, we need to channel your power into precision.
What do you mean, Sensei?
The point of the training is to teach you how to strike with control, not power.
Yes, Sensei.
This first exercise is called the target snap drill. We'll start with 5 reps to get you warmed up and work our way up to 20. The goal of the exercise is to get a steady rhythm.
Yes, Sensei.
The way I want you to attack the target is to hit the first line. However, your traction must be faster than the extension. 50-second will move with your hips. Keep your feet planted at the same principle applies from the first strike.
Yes, Sensei.
shreds.
Yes, Sensei.
Now 20.
Yes, Sensei.
The next move I'm going to teach you is called the pressure release kick. This move is a high roundhouse kick, but the thing is it has to be as fast as it comes.
Are we still going to use the target, Sensei?
Yes, but I still want you to be able to walk, so we're only going to do 5 gaps before. We'll start with the left foot.
Yes, Sensei.
Four. 5. 'Good, now the right. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. This next move is called the Crippling Sweep. Think of it as a low kick version of the pressure release kick. The only difference is you are striking the knee of and slip the hip.
Yes, Sensei.
Tang Soo Do is your preferred style, you still need the discipline of Goju-Ryu.
Yes, Sensei.
This last exercise is about defensive striking. In this movement, I'm going to strike and you block me and then counterattack.
Yes, Sensei.
precision and quick strikes are the key to victory over power which can be inaccurate.
Yes, Sensei.
Last but not least, Bailey, I've noticed that your agility is your bread and butter, so we're going to draw that out.
How are you going to do that, Sensei?
Introducing the Close Quarters Method, a training program which specializes in agility and short-ranged attacks. Tobias Lawson is Viper Strike's top fighter, and he specializes in long-ranged attacks.
How do I counter a long-ranged striker?
That is the focus of our lesson, Bailey. There are 5 steps to defeating an opponent with long range. 1. Set the trap. 2. Close the escape. 3. Establish pocket control. 4. Disorient your opponent. 5. Strike within leverage.
Yes, Sensei.
This first exercise is called the close range triad. This is a prelude to setting the trap, and the exercise is divided into 3 components. How the exercise is going to work is there isn't going to be too much space in the square. It's big enough to fit the 2 of us. The first technique I'm going to have you execute is called the 1-inch punch, which means your fists need to be an inch away from the targets. Remember, these are light strikes, not heavy attacks.
Yes, Sensei.
Let's go again. One more time. Excellent. Now this next technique is called the wall shadow. This exercise is going to teach you how to master defensive footwork and short-range blocks without the option to lunge forwards. If you step backwards, then we start over.
Yes, Sensei.
This last exercise in the close range triad is called the box cage drill, which involves 2 dummies. They will attack you at the same time, but this is just like the wall shadow drill, but with multiple aggressors.
Yes, Sensei.
Attacker 1. Attacker 2. My turn. Nicely done. Now this time I want you to counter-attack, but only use 1 strike. It can be either a punch or a kick.
Yes, Sensei. Viper strike. Tobias. Excellent. Now I am going to teach you how to set traps. Why would I want to set a trap?
Because there needs to be a window where your opponent, in this case Tobias, thinks he can hit you, but when you get into his striking range then you close the escape. Right now we are going to work on two types of traps. The first one is called the spatial trap or corner bait trap, which works well against a mobile defender. This first dummy is a moving defender, so it has room to move freely on the mat. I want you to cut the dummy off.
When do I attack, Sensei?
When you close the escape, that's when you strike. Try it.
Yes, Sensei.
Very good. Now this next trap is called the broken clock, which is about rhythm and distance management.
What do I do this time?
This dummy is a quick striker, so what I want you to do is close the gap between you and your opponent.
Yes, Sensei.
Remember what I said in the Protect the Egg lesson, a cornered rat can still bite.
Yes, Sensei.
Good, again.
Yes, Sensei.
One more time.
Yes, Sensei.
Now we are going to work on pocket control.
What's pocket control, Sensei?
Pocket control is about understanding the space right after the strike. When the Viper strikes, students attack, they hit, withdraw, then hit again.
But the second strike always gets me.
That's the point of the lesson. If you retreat after the first block, you give them the pocket back. When you block, you need to hold the tension, not aggressive yet firm. When I strike, block, control the pocket, and hold.
Yes, Sensei.
Hold. Reset. You lost the pocket, you worked your ass off to deflect my energy, but why did you give me any ground?
I was creating space for the counter.
No, you were creating space for me to reset. The Viper strike students are never committed to one strike yet multiple. See, now my arm is wide, my momentum is spent. This is your window. If you retreat, my balance comes back and I'm ready to strike again. Pocket control is about momentarily trapping my intention.
So I shouldn't just push your arm away.
Hold the line. Use your wrist and elbow to maintain control over my energy. Keep my center wide, and make your counter a minimal movement.
Yes, Sensei.
Focus, own the moment, fight.
Yes, Sensei.
Good, you feel that? My second strike is hollow, now counter with minimal movement.
Yes, Sensei.
Nice work, you blocked my first strike, nullified my second, and executed your counter without giving up your center. That's pocket control.
Thank you, Sensei.
Think nothing of it. This time I want to see you control the pocket, but I am going to add a kick to my kata.
Yes, Sensei.
Excellent. Now this next exercise is called the slip shadow. We talked about owning the distance before the strike, but what happens when your opponent is already committed to the attack? He doesn't think, he strikes.
Block, absorb the impact and try to recover?
Too slow, against pure speed and power. Blocking is surrender. You need to be where your opponent was, not where they are, and that's where the slip shadow comes in.
Yes, sensei.
The slip shadow is a defensive evasion which turns you into a non-target yet keeps you attached to your opponent. You move just enough to stay in their blind spot. When the attack comes, your instinct is to retreat and break contact. However, a Viper Strike student will chase or retreat. Instead you will slip. You must shift your weight to the outside foot and drop your lead shoulder. That was good, you slipped the initial attack, now for the shadow.
Right now I'm on your hip and you can't hit me.
Now that's the shadow, I've lost you, the energy I've used to attack has lost its momentum. I can't turn fast enough to engage you. This is the Miyagi Fang principle, use their commitment against them. Now counter, you have created a wide open space on the kidneys and ribs which is only a second wide. That was beautiful, I couldn't have done better myself. The slip shadow is not just an evasion, it's repositioning. It takes a committed fighter and makes them fight a ghost. Practice this until you can sense the strike before it comes.
Yes, sensei.
Finally, the last exercise of the close quarters method is called the Three Hit Grapple. Viper Strike trains its students to live in the striking game. They want separation, speed, and power. If they land one hit, it's a problem, but if they land three, the match is over.
But the problem is getting inside. If I slip, I'm still struggling to land a counter before my opponent resets. What if their blocks are too solid?
Right now you are attempting to outstrike a striker, and that is not the Miyagi Fang way. We turn their blocks into binds, and that is why we are learning the three-hit grapple. Hit 1, the distraction. Hit me with a fast jab. Now the grapple, bind them close. The moment my arm moves to block, I want you to use the shortest path to grab my tricep with your opposite hand and lock onto my shoulder with your lead hand. Close the distance, immediately.
Yes, sensei. I've got you, you can't rotate.
Exactly. Now I'm all strength and no momentum, you have nullified my speed, now exploit the clinch. You are now aiming for high percentage targets, while you have control of my core. Hit 2, the knee. Hit 3, the short hook. That is a textbook example of the three-hit grapple. It forces your opponent to change their entire game plan in less than 2 seconds. They commit to defense on the first strike, get controlled in the grapple, and lose the point in the second and third strikes. The goal is not a knockout Bailey, it is complete control. When you take away the ability to strike, you also take away the will to fight. Tobias is a long-range striker, but if you get within his range and shadow him like a ghost, he will be rendered powerless.
Yes, sensei.
Alright class, you have been trained to have no fear, shed any pain, and show no weakness. This is the ultimate test, outlast the 100 pacer. Whoever can outlast Tobias gets first string. First string is not a prize to be given, yet a position to be earned through absolute endurance, and for far too long one person has been capable of holding that rank. Tobias is your standard, he is your wall, he is the engine that never shuts down. So, Tobias is first string again. Huh, sensei? Not until he earns it again. Starting today, the first string position is open. The challenge is simple but relentless. Whoever can outlast Tobias on the mat gets the rank. Rounds will last for 2 minutes, with non-stop contact, and everyone gets a shot. 2 minutes against Tobias? That's brutal, sensei. Brutal? This is not a breathing exercise, Ethan. This is Viper Strike. If you can't survive your teammate, you will be destroyed by your opponents. You need a killer up front. So who's first? I can take him, Sensei. Have at him, Mr. Duggan.
My turn. Who's next?
Are you ready, Gavin? Let's get him, Ethan.
I'm next. Jacob, Ethan, and Gavin all rushed, but it's just a waiting game. It's only a matter of time until I get the spot.
Come get some. You're going to pay for what happened last week. You don't deserve first string.
Do your worst, Chang. We all know who's coming out on top.
We'll see about that. You're finished. Excellent, Mr. Liao. You have now earned the first string position. Physical endurance can only get you so far, but emotional endurance will carry the day. Von as you went at Tobias with precision and fury and you fell. Chang, however, relied on willpower. He used the adversary's impatience against them until they broke. Class, it appears that now we have new Venom. Chang has earned the first string position and is now the new standard. Let this be a lesson. The true spearhead is the one who never stops moving or runs out of venom. Yes, Sensei. Yes, Sensei. Yes, Sensei. Yes, Sensei.
Yes, Sensei.
Yes, Sensei.
Yes, Sensei. Good, now we have an organized fighting force.
Oh, Leo, hi.
Oh, hello, Kate.
Are you excited to see this movie?
I do like CGI heavy fighting, but the Great Lakes is coming up, and I should focus on my fight with Tobias.
I wouldn't worry about that right now. The Great Lakes isn't for another 2 weeks.
Are you sure you want to do this? I don't want you to get in trouble with your parents.
My dad and Sensei David have been friends for 12 years, so either way you put it, you were safe. No need to pull out your wallet. I already paid for the movie, and I'm covering dinner.
Are you sure? I don't want to be a burden.
It's fine, save your money. Who knows what you'll need it for?
He's dropping his shoulder too much. Total exposure for a counter sweep. Sensei would make him run 50 miles for that.
It's a movie, Leo, and the guy is definitely not a 100-pacer.
But the fundamentals matter, even in fake fights. There's a difference between standing up to Chuck at school and getting my ticket punched by Tobias in the Great Lakes.
Time out. For the next hour, there's no Miyagi Fang, no Viper Strike, and definitely no Great Lakes. Just you, me, bad CGI and overpriced popcorn.
Fine, but that was a sloppy down block earlier. Man, this game is so hard I can't even win a single ticket.
You're trying too much, your mind's so zeroed in on Chuck and Tobias that you're losing your route. Remember, Miyagi Fang's not all go to Ryu or Tang Soo Do, it's a hybrid between the two.
I don't know what to do, Kate. I did well against Chuck and his gang, but Tobias is going to kick my ass.
Chuck and his gang were school bullies, but Tobias is a trained fighter.
That's why Sensei is putting all of his chips on me, Tyler, and Bailey to win.
David is setting a three-pronged trap. If you think about it, Bailey uses her aggression and close-quarters training to smother Tobias. Tyler uses his speed and unpredictable quick striking to harass and disrupt, and your evasive counters and mobile defense is supposed to wear him out and finish the job when he gets to you in the championships.
Hello and welcome to Benihana. My name is Damien and I'll be your chef tonight. You guys ordered the hibachi trio and the surf side with no eggs, is this correct? Yes. Earlier at the movies you said we weren't going to talk about Miyagi Fang, Viper Strike, or the Great Lakes.
So I lied a little. Plus, Leo, look at how the chef performs his tricks. For instance, the onion ring volcano.
Oh, you. Discipline, precision, focus. That is the Miyagi Fang coat but with more fire.
Wow, that's impressive. Where did you learn that?
You know how Bailey, Tyler, and I are training to beat Tobias, right?
Is this part of your training?
It's the zero hesitation counter from my mobile defense training. The Miyagi Fang created strike to product. I didn't want you to get scallop on one of your nice shirts. Sensei just texted me that we will be playing the Miyagi Fang version of Capture the Flag.
If it helps, I'll play on your team.
Sounds like a plan. Hey Kate, thanks for the whole outing. I wasn't too sure about this until Jackson and Tyler convinced me.
Why didn't you want to go out with me?
Well, since you were dating Chuck, the captain of the football team, Jackson, Tyler and I always assumed you were the queen of the school.
You, my friend, are a card.
To be honest, I wasn't the only one Chuck targeted. He made Jackson and Tyler's lives miserable too. Chuck and his gang would take our lunch money every day, beat me up, trip Jackson, and always give Tyler a body check.
I also saw what happened in the library when Chuck threw Jackson's backpack in the trash and made fun of Tyler's hairstyle, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to be seen supporting a bunch of losers, and if I did that, my friends Rebecca and Chloe would have abandoned me before Chuck's lie.
So you knew about Chuck and his gang calling me asswipe, Jackson double-dipped, and Tyler Trebek tell me about the whole sausage and eggs line.
Before you and I started dating, Chuck and I went to see a movie, and I told him that I saw him and his friends harass you, Jackson, and Tyler, and he blew it off and said you were all friends. He later tried to touch me inappropriately, and when I rejected his advances he spread a whole social media campaign about how I tried to initiate, and one of his friends asked me what I had for breakfast, and when he said sausage and eggs, he didn't mean breakfast, he was actually referring to Chuck while trying to slut-shame me.
When I stuck up for you, I thought about when Chuck and his gang tried to shake Jackson down for lunch money, and I couldn't let that slide. To me, Chuck slut-shaming you was just as bad as him shaking down Jackson.
If you think about it, when you beat Chuck and his gang, you were focused. They were just a wall of noise. Tobias is just loud. He's conditioned to have no fear, shed any pain, and show no weakness.
Thanks, Kate, for the advice.
Sensei Kate, this one was a freebie. I'm going to expect the money up front next time.
You're sure this is not a date?
And this is not a kiss. Leo, it seems you found your balance and didn't need Sensei to do it.